Well, without further ado, then we will introduce our next round of speakers. We've got Camille Streichars here from the Chicago Bulls in the house, looking like he's
Yes,
somewhere really nice today. That looks lovely.
yes. So I'm having internet issues, but the one spot that I don't have internet issues is actually outside. So I'm not trying to show off the nature behind me.
It
That's
looks
the reason
great.
why. But
Even better. See, we're rolling with
perfect.
the punches already. And then we've got the team photographers from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kyle Zedeker and Tori Richmond are here, and they are going to share how they have all managed to generate a lot of buzz, even during the sports pause. I think the three of you guys have really kept the rest of us going in this moment. So, Camille, I'll let you take it away. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to see the story behind the story that everyone's talking about, The Last Dance.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And good morning, everybody. Today, we are taking a very deep dive inside a very special account that is near and dear to my heart. You can find it on Instagram and on Twitter. It's called @BullsArchive. Can everyone see my screen right now? Just double
We sure
checking. I think
can.
so. Yes,
Take it
perfect.
away.
So like I said, we're taking a deep dive into @BullsArchive. This is an account that you can find on Instagram and on Twitter. For the sake of this presentation, I'm only gonna be talking about the Instagram side. And before starting, you go through the little spiel here. The menu here, we're talking about moments. This is what the session's all about. So we're splitting this presentation to two sections. The first one's gonna be about how we're taking old moments and bringing them to life. We're basically giving photos a second life. And the second one is the last dance, which in this case is gonna be how we used a moment to hyper grow our account. Also, on the left, it's a picture of me. I look different now because I'm a little bit older. But my name's Camille Streichars. I'm on the digital content team for your Chicago Bulls. And something special about my role is that I get to grow and expand our digital and social presence. And one part of it involves growing and launching an account just like Bulls Archive. So without further ado, let's get into it. You're probably asking, what in the world is @Bulls Archive? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's an archive account of the Chicago Bulls. And so what you're seeing right now is a screen recording of the actual account. If you don't want to pull it up yourselves, out here, you're obviously going to see that there are moments throughout the 90s history, all throughout the Chicago Bulls. And so it's a little bit more than that. It's not just photos. On the screen, you're going to be one of the few thousands that get to see these photos for the first time ever. These are unreleased, never before seen photos that our team photographer took during the days and stashed away. So for the photographers out there, you know that during a moment you're snapping photos, you're not sending all of them, or you're not posting or publishing or making live all these photos. You're obviously taking some and sending out selects. Well, we found massive piles of these photos that have never been shown before, and literally after 20 years, we're bringing these back to life. And so, again, we're showing things that, like on the screen right now, you're seeing Michael Jordan a day after winning his first ever championship. He's looking cool. You're seeing content inside the locker room, like Dennis Rodman dyeing his hair before a game. You're seeing access inside the team plan. You have Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen celebrating after another championship. You also get to see things inside the team bus. Right here, you have Coach Phil Jackson chilling in the front of the bus. And then finally, what you're going to see throughout this account that there is special nuggets that pop up. And so us as a publishing team, shout out by the way to Jimmy Mitchell, Serena Ye, and Martin Opengard. They've been really big help with this account. When we published this, we thought it was just another behind the scenes photo. It's Michael Jordan coming out of practice. He's getting some media attention. Well, for those sneakerheads, you're probably freaking out right now because on Michael Jordan's shoes, or on his feet rather, you're going to be noticing that these are unreleased shoes. You cannot buy those. He's actually wearing prototype Jordan 13s. Like, you cannot buy these. And so when we published this, we didn't notice it at first, but instantly the comments were lighting it up saying, wow, what are these shoes? So literally, not only are we showcasing things and moments that people haven't seen before, but literally it's just so special. So cool, we launched an account, but why do we launch it, right? There's so many platforms out there that you can hop on. There's the TikToks of the world. There was Vine back in the day. Like, why should we grow social presences everywhere? Well, for us in particular, we wanted to make sure that there's a return on assets allocated towards it. And so, is it worth putting the effort in there, and are we getting something back? And there's obviously a ton of different reasons why we launched the account, but I want to focus on three right here. Number one that we found across the main Chicago Bulls handles is that there's gonna be sun. Hopefully you guys can see me. Um, what we noticed is that across our content, history content tends to perform better than any other types of content. So literally people follow the Chicago Bulls main handle for many different reasons. You can be following for live game updates. You can be following to see things like Benny the Bull. And so when we post a Michael Jordan photo, it's almost like a growth hack. It's almost like a cheat hack because everyone likes it. So obviously there's an audience that's interested in it, and that's another reason why we launched it. Also, too, in the long term, this is a monetizable opportunity. It is an audience that we can retarget. We know that this is a niche audience. They're only following just because they want to see unreleased photos from the Bulls' history. The second one here, this is probably the most important, is preserving fandom and also growing fandom and offering differentiated content experiences. What you'll see is that if we just launched an account that shows old photos that anyone has access to, it's not much of value. Bleacher Report can do that, ESPN can do that, any other account can do that. But what we're offering is a different value source. And on top of that, you're going to be noticing across our account, after each time we post a photo, we have an Instagram story that accompanies it, that provides more context behind it. We have quizzes and things like that. So we're literally teaching about our history and showcasing and providing value to our fans. The last one, this is probably the most interesting to a lot of you, is there's a growth opportunity. We know that this is not an account that we're just going to launch and then it's going to die after a couple of weeks. We knew that that it had a massive opportunity. One of these opportunities that we noticed and we knew was going to be a massive spike in our following was when The Last Dance was launched. For those that don't know, The Last Dance is a behind the scenes look inside the Chicago Bulls, more specifically behind Michael Jordan about his last year with the Chicago Bulls. And we knew that they're going to be showcasing a lot of different content. And so what we did is that we helped provide an additional storyline to the documentary. So anyone that's watching the documentary, you can see additional content from it. And we treated it like a game day. So literally behind the scenes, you're looking on the left here is a Dropbox. We had summaries and we knew a little bit about what each episode is going to look like. And so in episode 1, they talked about Paris, right? They showcased the 1997 championship in Paris, France. And so we went through the archive and we found photos from Paris, France on the team visiting. So while the documentary is showing Michael Jordan playing at this tournament, we have photos of the team trip of our players getting there and all these different types of things. Also, what you're going to see is that literally, so again, showing on the left-hand side of your screen, these are the posts all throughout the documentary. Again, we're providing value to the fans that are also watching the documentary. Also, what we did on the preparation end is we started building out stats, any kind of relevant information, because we knew that other accounts are also going to be publishing about The Last Dance. And so if we go back again, these photos are cool and these posts are awesome, but for all the social media managers out there, you know that it's not enough just to post a photo and then magically you get thousands of followers. So we had to find a way, an organic way, to drive traffic to our profiles. And so with all this information that we're collecting, these stats and these cool touch points and all like that, we're providing value through top comments. So that's the secret sauce, by the way. Through top comments, we drove significant amount of traffic towards our page that eventually converted to followers. And so I'm going to show you all some examples here. So literally, if the Chicago Bulls post something that's also relevant to The Last Dance, we as the Bulls archive account would hop in and would provide value on top of it. And so literally, if you see across all these top comments, they're getting a ton of likes, but they're also driving actual results. And so we're always providing value. Not only are we supplementing the actual experience, we're also commenting on other people's abilities and ways of also providing value to fans. And so literally what we're doing too, I want to make clear, it's any major account that's posting, we were complimenting and providing value to them. So if the Chicago Bulls posted, if the NBA history account posted, if the NBA posted, literally we were there, probably to the point where we might have gotten annoying. But across all these accounts, these are just a few examples. You'll see that we were literally like everywhere on Instagram, and all these are providing value. It's not just, hey, follow our account, or hey, check out more content. These are all providing value that drives interest to our account. And what we saw even just in the first week alone, you'll see in the top underneath what it says at Bulls Archive, there was 12,000 profile visits, and that skyrocketed to 260,000. So again, like this actually worked, and we high recommend it to anyone that's running an account, is to provide value to other accounts as well. And after 1 year, fun fact, a couple of weeks ago, we're actually celebrating our 1 year anniversary, and in that 1 year, we grew to 88,000 followers. And I guess I'll stop it there because we have another 2 amazing speakers talking. And if you have any questions, please queue them up. I guess we'll open up the floor afterwards, but thank you all for listening. This is really fun and exciting.
That was awesome, Camille. It's so cool to see a behind the scenes of this awesome project. That commenting stuff is brilliant. I think all the social media managers on here are going to be really inspired. Now we want to hand it off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'll welcome up Kyle Zedeker and Tori Richmond. These guys have been planning some pretty epic uniform reveals, and they've been working with some pretty cool new players. So I think you're going to see some really interesting stuff from them. Guys, it's great to have you here. Thank you for being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're really excited to get going. So,
Awesome.
yeah. Alrighty, first up, Camille, that was awesome, man. I know everybody in the sports world was following The Last Dance. During these times, we've kind of been yearning for sports, so to get a behind the scenes look at how y'all are rocking is pretty cool. But good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Kyle Zedeker, and I'm here with Tori Richmond. We are the team photographers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A little bit of background about us. First, myself, I went to LSU, go Tigers. I worked there as a student photographer for a little bit, and then right after graduation, I was a photo intern for the Minnesota Vikings for one season. Conclusion of that, I went to Knoxville, Tennessee, and I worked as the assistant photographer for the athletic department for the University of Tennessee. And now I am here, and I'm about to be starting my third season with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and I'll toss it off to Tori.
Hey, this is going to be my first full season with the Buccaneers. This past season, I was the photo intern after graduating from the University of South Carolina. And during my time there, I also was the photo intern with the NFL.
Alrighty, so what we're going to be talking about today, big thing about moments, and we're going to be talking about a transitional moment in our franchise right now. We got some new uniforms, we got some new threads. They have a little bit of tie into the past, but we're also trying to mesh some things around here. So our objectives for this shoot, as a digital team, we wanted to create strong, engaging content, and we wanted to capitalize on those fans that are like, hey, where's the new unis? We want these. They're really itching for them. And so there's definitely a lot of excitement and a big opportunity. So we also need to design a lighting set that's going to yield a bunch of assets that we can use for, whether it's marketing, social, creative cutouts for the design team, for say web headers, and some examples that we'll show you later on in the slideshow. But we had a lot of different content we had to get, so a little bit of working on that there. We also were trying to reach a new generation of fans by providing new methods of content consumption. So one thing that we did on the release, which was really cool, shout out to our digital team, they worked with our app to create a super cool AR filter to actually allow fans to try on our new uniforms. They were able to pick one of the three colors, kind of do a little AR filter, put it on Instagram, share how cool it looked. So that was a really cool thing for fans. So the players, as photographers, this is gonna be all photos. So we want to show you these guys. We don't want to just tell you about them. We want to show you these guys. This is Levante David, linebacker for us. He's a veteran, total leader on the team, on and off the field. This guy's a pro. We worked with him before. Fun fact: he's actually one of two players on our roster that wore these similar uniforms back before we swapped. So that's a pretty cool little tidbit.
And then we had Devin White, linebacker 45. He's young, energetic. He brought a lot of good energy to the set. I mean, he was willing to try anything, and he definitely wanted to do a bunch of different stuff. So he was a big boost of energy.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting the difference at the stages in their careers where they're at. Everybody that we photograph is different. Devin's fired up. He's excited. It's something new. Levante's like, hey, I got this. Not any less excited or willing to do anything, but just a different demeanor. So Chris Godwin, cool, calm, collected, man. This guy has got so much swagger on and off the field. Chris is great to work with. He's like helping us out, trying to make the poses better, trying to see what he can do better to help our images. So 3 great guys to work with, 3 different personalities, but 3 great guys. Okay, so some obstacles. Like I mentioned, we had a lot of content we had to do, but you throw in all these variables. You got to capture photo, video, you got green screen crowd prompts, audio reads for 3 players and a minimum of 3 different uniforms. And then we also had a second location, which we'll show you, which was a pretty cool setup from our video team. So we had a lot of different moving parts, and there was a lot of different people that were involved in that. So we had photo, the video team, we had the stadium video team, the PR team helping getting the guys organized, equipment staff getting jerseys. We had facilities helping us with generators and power, kitchen staff bringing us food, events, setting up tents to change in, marketing and design. And so there's a lot of different things that go into these photo shoots. And so a lot of different parts that have to move together at the same time.
Yeah, and then keeping uniforms hidden, that was a big thing. I mean, players, they were walking in with their big raincoats so that even like going from one set to the next, that no one got a peek. So that was a big thing for us, was big, especially in Florida, it was probably hot, but yeah, they had the big raincoats.
Yep. Got to keep it hidden. So this next bullet, we had to shoot with a new way of seeing that kind of adheres to this new branding. So John Cantino, which you'll see in a slide coming forward, he helped us out with the rebrand that we're going with right now. Great dude, super hard worker, super talented, really informative. And so we worked with him a lot, but we also needed his feedback to see, hey, we need to kind of change this, maybe get a little more like high and tight, little different things like that. So his feedback was crucial.
And then with the new uniforms, there were new colors and materials that we were photographing. And the fun part was we didn't get to see them until the day of the shoot. So
yeah, that was interesting. We kind of had to guess with our old red. This is the old red. It's a little bit brighter. And so when they walked onto the set, I was like, okay, here we go. We'll see. And so Tori and I had to adjust there. But this next one, we had some number swaps. Obviously, we're all working through some difficult times right now, working from home and remotely and trying to get things done. This, I'm going to huge shout out to our creative team, our design team. We were not able to make this jersey swap. I don't know if y'all heard, we have a new number 12 in town. And so Chris Godwin actually is wearing number 14 now. So our creative team, we were not able to capture any more assets. And so our creative team was working with those 4s from Devin and Levante's jerseys to actually give us usable assets that we can put out and market. And so huge shout out to our design team, incredibly talented group, and we love them.
Yes. So with the pre-shoot, this was my fun task, was getting the mood board together. We wanted to, get the poses that we wanted to portray, natural emotions, really bring the personality of each player out as much as we could. And it's a great visual aid tool for the players too, to be able to see what we're kind of talking about with that. And yeah, cut it out, use glue and everything.
Yep, absolutely. Had to go old school. Also served as a little test shoot, honestly. If you could see, Tori's sitting right in the middle of our set. So I was kind of using, we were double dipping there, using it as a test shoot, which is another huge part of the pre-shoot. So when we're going into shooting, these photos that Tori shot, really great example of what I was talking about before. If you look in the bottom left, you see Chris and I he's looking at that mood board that Tori made, picking out a photo that Ben Liebenberg, one of the speakers later on, definitely tune in. He actually shot, definitely recognized his portraits. And so, we're working that way as well. The top left, we're going off of a portrait from that lookbook. And I'm telling Devin, hey, rotate your helmet just a little bit this way, maybe bring it up a little bit. And then on the right, there's John, Devin, and I, and we're working, there's that collaboration that I was talking about. Real-time feedback on these photos, and the way that we're getting that real-time feedback is actually through PhotoShelter and their FileFlow app. So we had that app and the website pulled up. John's just scrolling through them as they populate through the real-time transfer, and we're getting feedback that way. We're also using that in a way to do stuff remotely. So say we have to, social distancing, we got to be 6 feet apart whenever we're able to come back. And so if we're able to get those assets on multiple phones, it's great.
Website pulled up.
You're able to spread it out. So here's that video set that I was talking about. Second location, our video team did a crazy job designing this, getting the mood right, but a little bit more behind the scenes of that shooting work that we do.
Yeah, so behind the scenes, I got to photograph the behind the scenes, and it's a big part of being able to show fans like what goes on, what the players do, more than just seeing the photos. And then I love to be able to get those candid moments between the players and themselves, their interactions with each other, getting to photograph, like Devin's first look at the uniforms. He walks in, he said that one's my favorite. So getting to see those emotions and capture those for everyone to see their interactions with each other, getting those candid moments, and like Kyle was, getting to say, yeah, those downtime between them,
Yeah,
especially
the in between moments that aren't scripted. That again, we're trying to humanize these guys, show they're more than just a player. They're behind the face mask. What do they offer? What do they bring? It's great. Chatting with each other, just being teammates. These guys are great to work with, but it's also fun seeing them kind of go back to how they were as kids, jarring with your teammates and having fun that way. Especially these two guys, when this was taken, a rookie and a 9+ year veteran or so, it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, and then getting those in between moments, like during the video set, cameras down kind of thing, and just how they are with each other, their personality in between. And then with these, I was kind of, double dipping in using the light that came from the video set and also being able to get those behind the scenes shots. So getting a mixture of both.
So post shoot, the biggest thing here is asset security. That sounds super fancy when you're talking about photos, but we're backing up images in multiple locations. So we had a gap in between each athlete that came in. So in that gap, I'm backing it up. I'm uploading to our server. Backup. If that's one piece of advice I can give, it's just that you can never have too many backups. So from then on, it was, we're delivering those color corrected assets to our creative team. Got to make sure those reds and pewters are right. Pewter, not gray. And then we're developing that archival structure on Libris to make sure that all our stakeholders at the organization are just able to grab them and use them for whatever they may need. Tori and I went through, made some edits for web and social content, kind of tailoring the photos to the platform. What's going to work in that thin Twitter crop? What's going to work better as a 1x1 or a 4x5 square on IG? So a lot of different decisions there. The release. So this was cool. Here we go. Tori, lead it off.
I would say we got a bunch of teasers out. We had, videos, we had graphics. It was a full content, on board with everything. Getting the fans engaged, because like I was saying, this was something a lot of people were looking forward to. So posting it on all different platforms and stuff.
Yep, and I wish we had more time because our video team put together some incredible videos. I loved them. They were great. They really just got after it, got the message across. But kind of seeing this comment on this Instagram, it says, "Where are they at?" in all caps. So the fans were definitely excited. And then here's a little bit more release. We got some asset usage. So the tweets and videos and the different ways that they were sent off. And we got one of each jersey, one of all three guys there in the tweet. There's that new number 12 we got in town. So another look at how some assets are being used. The home schedule graphics, season pass sales, really great IG swipeable graphics and carousels, things like that. And then a behind the scenes photo that Tori just shot, which is another example of that. Not everything is ticket sales and all this kind of stuff. There are some just relatable content that I think I relate to that right now. I miss football season for sure. So. And the photos, the final product here. So how we shot these, how we planned it, working with everybody. This was the final product. And it was a team effort. And by no means was it just the photographers that did this. So we shot a bunch of full body stuff, making sure we show off every element of that new uniform. And here's some guys in red, a couple of each shot. We got some tight shots, some posed action, some cuts, some celebration, some trying to simulate making some signals at the line. So just a lot of different variables and a lot of different results that we got from that. Different angles, showing off that strong arm position in Chris Godwin. That's some of the feedback we got from John collabing. And then this was a happy accident. Here we go. They happened to all three be in the same spot. We weren't planning for 3 people on this set, but I said, hop right in, let's do it. And this happened to be one of our most shared images from that shoot. Here's the new guy. We have a new guy in town, Mr. Tom Brady. We're all very, very excited. Nothing but great to work with. Here's some photos that we got from the recent shoot. And yeah, we are full steam ahead. So it's exciting. We're we're hoping everything opens up and we can get back soon. And the partner in crime here, Mr. Gronkowski, similar to Devin, different in the career, but a lot of emotion, a lot of energy. He brought a lot to that shoot. It was a lot of fun. Very willing to do whatever we needed. And then Mike's a vet. Mike is such a pro. He's the best guy to work with. He's committed. He's, we'll do whatever we need him to do. Emotions, you name it. And there's a little special guest in these photos that I'll have Tori talk on.
Yeah, so Mike brought his daughter with him, and she came in with, the eye black on, and it was just one of those moments that she's here and she's got the eye black, and I was like,
yeah.
let's get one with the two of y'all.
It's another part of making your subject comfortable. That's a big thing for photographers. And if you can include their family and show you're interested in something other than, hey, I just need photos of you in a uniform, you're establishing a connection, and that's pretty valuable. And then similar to how we did with the release, we had a video set, and we were able to shoot from afar and piggyback on some cool lighting, and we were able to get Mike in the white uniform as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. That was our show.
Amazing. You guys, that was fantastic. We are going to do a lightning round Q&A. So I'm going to ask Camille to come on back up. For you guys at the Bucks, we had a question from the audience about how long you had with each of these players for that shoot. Was it a really quick turnaround? How much time did you have with them?
So for the first three guys, we had about a half hour with each guy. Again, we had to accommodate the changing time, and if you're for those not familiar with changing football pads, those things are snug and those jerseys are very tight, and so it often takes two people, the athlete and some assistants to get those pads off. So we had to accommodate that, and then all the other needs, we had to shoot all three uniforms because they were new. So
epic. And Camille, we had a great question from Nathan. He said, I'd be really curious about the Bulls' workflow for building out their archive. How many people did they have working scanning and identifying images? I know they experienced that scanning and building an archive from historic images can be a full-time job. So can you shine a little light on that process?
That is such a good question, because that's something that we knew that was going to be a long process, but we didn't understand or realize how much work was actually going to be involved doing this. So we had, again, thousands of photos to work with. And for those that don't know, there were actual printout little photos that we then have to go in back, scan, then obviously label and all that. So we were lucky enough where we had a staff member internally do a good starting. They put us at a good starting point where it was organized by, this is all 1991 photos. These are all 1992 photos. This is where all the championship photos are. So that was an awesome start, but there was still a very long process of scanning, finding these, and then also it's not only just collecting and organizing the assets, it's also planning it. So like, when are we posting it, things like that. But again, a huge shout out to Serena Ye and Martin Opengard. They're the ones who really focused on actually scanning these and helping plan the content. So it was definitely a long process, to say the least.
Well, you guys did a fantastic job, and all three of you have started off our day in the best way I can think of. Thank you.